Hi guys! For this page in my Traveller's Notebook, I've got a full-size photo which I am going to split down the middle. So I never fold the photos, it would make a book really hard to open and close. So I've just cut it down the middle. Well, it's not quite in the middle, it's off to one side, and I'm going to stick one piece down on one side and one piece down on the other. And for this layer, I'm going to use a whole pile of leftover ephemera that came in a Citrus Twist Kits kit. And I'm just going to add a few bits and pieces to the top of this photo here to make a wee cluster. So first I'm just using a tag and I folded it in half, but I'm actually cutting the fold off it so it's not too bulky. And then I'm going to stick that down. And I'm going to go through the entire pack that I've got left over here and just pick out any that I like or think might work with this page. I'm not sticking anything down, I'm just pulling out the pieces that I think might work. So now I've got the few that I think I want to put on the page. I'm just going to work out where they're going to go. So I do faff about with this for quite a while, mostly because there were so many that I wanted to be able to put on the page. But I ended up having to be a little bit choosier about it. And then at some point you really just have to start sticking stuff down. So I started with the bigger pieces, stuck them into place, and then I'm just going to layer some of the smaller ones on top. I don't add a ton of glue to these, so it is reasonably easy to lift them up afterwards if I change my mind or I want to slip something in underneath. I did want to add a little bit more pink in with some of these pieces, but it didn't quite work, so I sort of gave up on that in the end. I just felt like this cluster up here needed one more piece. Couldn't quite work out what I wanted until I saw the glasses and I knew I had to add them in. But I want them underneath the pencil, so I'm just going to lift that up carefully, stick the glasses down and then stick the pencil back on top. So for now that's that wee cluster done, and I'm just going to stick down my title, which is again just some leftover alphas from a Citrus Twist kit. I did roughly make sure that I had enough letters to put my title down, except that I sort of changed the title in the end. I was just going to put Maker's Gonna Make, but then I decided to add the word mess without checking that I was going to have enough E's, which I didn't, so I had to make an E out of a 3. Luckily I had a 3 left. And so I've got my title down now, and I want to add something to the bottom corner here as well, just to visually balance it out a little bit. So I'm adding another one of these die cuts, another couple actually. I'm just going to see, I keep faffing about to see whether I can add any more to that cluster there. And before I add my journaling in, I just want to add a few of these little, they're not tiny word stickers, they're like tiny sentiment stickers. So I have picked out 2 that I liked, and again I have to lift a couple of these die cuts to fit it in. And I do add a 3rd one as well, just to create a visual triangle and help to balance the page. And then all I've got left to do is add in my journaling. Again, I'm doing my journaling in a grey pen. I really like the look of this grey pen because it doesn't take up so much room visually as a black pen would. So I really encourage you to experiment with different coloured pens and see what sort of different looks you can get. And that's my page all done. As you can see, you don't really need a lot of supplies. You can just use whatever little bits and pieces you've got left over in your stash. If you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!